So if you are feeling completely wired, like palms sweating, heart just hammering against your ribs right before a massive job interview, people will usually tell you to just take a deep breath.
Right, yeah.
But what if you are dealing with a totally different scenario? Say you just got some sudden, really heavy news and you're feeling emotionally flooded or just completely numb.
People will usually give you the exact same advice.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
But using the exact same breathing technique for both panic and grief is, well, it's a bit like using a hammer for every single house repair.
Right, exactly. Welcome to today's deep dive, where we are exploring why you actually need two entirely different breathing strategies for those specific moments.
And our source material today is really fascinating.
It is. We're looking at the MindfulGym program. It's this incredible evidence-based initiative created by consultant psychiatrist Dr. Phang Cheng.
Yeah, and it's customized specifically for the multi-ethnic Malaysian community, which is so important.
Definitely. The whole mission of the program is turning mindfulness from a rare retreat activity into a really practical everyday life skill, something you can use on the go.
And to really understand how to do that, we're also pulling in some neurobiology, specifically insights from Stanford's Dr. Andrew Huberman to look at what's literally happening inside your body when you use these tools.
So let's unpack that first scenario, the pre-interview jitters. To calm that intense physical panic, MindfulGym points us to something called relaxation breathing.
Right.
And this is an active technique where you intentionally change your breath rhythm so that your exhale is actually longer than your inhale.
Yeah, and there's a very clear physiological mechanism behind why this works. I mean, when you inhale, your diaphragm moves down and your heart rate naturally speeds up a bit.
Okay.
But when you lengthen your exhale, your diaphragm moves up. That physical movement actually slows your heart rate down.
Ah, so it's a mechanical reaction.
Exactly.
That lines up perfectly with what Dr. Huberman points out. He says that this longer exhale taps directly into your vagus nerve.
Which is huge.
Right. It basically sends a text message to your nervous system saying, hey, the threat is gone, you are safe.
Precisely. Your brain notices your heart slowing down and immediately starts powering down the body's alarm bells. You're actively stepping in to change your physical arousal.
It's like you're driving a speeding Myvi down the federal highway, and you feel the engine revving way too high, so you actively tap the brakes to regain control of the car.
That's a great way to put it. You are taking deliberate, active control to slow your momentum.
Yeah.
But, and this is key, active control isn't always what your body needs. Which brings us to your second scenario.
Right, and let me play devil's advocate here for a second.
Go for it.
If someone is intensely overwhelmed by sudden grief, or they are just flooded with sadness, forcing a long, controlled exhale sounds awful.
It does.
I feel like trying to control my breathing when I'm already crying would just make me feel suffocated or incredibly frustrated.
It absolutely would. When you're experiencing heavy emotional flooding, trying to force a physical rhythm can actually increase your panic.
Oh, wow. Because your body feels like it's failing to comply.
Exactly. For that kind of emotional storm, MindfulGym suggests grounding breathing instead.
So how does that work differently than, like, the brake pedal?
Grounding breathing is pure observation. You don't force a longer exhale. You don't try to change the rhythm at all, actually.
You just let it happen.
Yeah, you just observe your natural breath exactly as it is. By shifting your attention purely to the physical sensation of the air moving in and out, you give your brain's fear center, the amygdala, a completely neutral focal point.
That makes a lot of sense.
You aren't fighting the emotion. You're just giving your mind a safe, steady place to rest while the feelings process.
Okay, so if relaxation breathing is breaking the Myvi,
Yeah.
grounding breathing feels more like being in a small sampan during a monsoon.
Oh, I like that.
Like, you can't stop the storm, right? And trying to paddle against those huge waves will just exhaust you and probably capsize your boat.
Exactly.
So instead, you just drop an anchor to keep from washing away.
That is beautifully put. You just ride out the storm. I mean, dropping the anchor doesn't stop the rain from falling, but it keeps you rooted in the present moment until the weather eventually clears up.
Pulling this all together, it really highlights the genius of the MindfulGym approach. Mindfulness is just a practical toolkit for your everyday life.
It really is.
So to recap our three main takeaways. 1, we have this amazing practical MindfulGym system. 2, we have relaxation breathing lengthening that exhale acting as your physical brake when panic hits.
And 3, we have grounding breathing, observing your natural breath without changing it, acting as your anchor when you are flooded with heavy emotions.
So for you listening right now, here is your call to action today. The next time you feel overwhelmed, Just pause. Ask yourself, do I need the break or do I need the anchor? It's a simple choice, but taking that second to choose the right tool for the job can completely change how you experience stress.
Definitely. And to leave you with one final provocative thought to mull over today, if your breath is the ultimate bridge between your conscious mind and your physical body, what does the exact rhythm of your breathing right now reveal to you about your true state of mind?